Hi everybody, Dr. Stutzer here. I thought I would just review what you should focus on for this week and just clarify again what you're focusing on for your assignments because I still got some questions and I'm concerned that there may still be a tiny bit of confusion. So I'm on the Moodle site to make this a little bit easier. The first thing I want to point out to you is these articles for class. These articles that you were assigned as groups are for in-class breakout sessions to look at and examine different types of research. My request is that you have access to each of these in whatever manner works for you. You can bring your laptop, you can print them out hard copy. You will be in your groups that were assigned, and that's in this article review assignment right underneath. And let's pull that up so you can see it on the screen. You'll be in your groups that are assigned. So for example, Deanna, Gerard, and Yolanda are responsible for understanding and having a sense of what's in this chlorhexidine gluconate bathing article. And little note, I did not use APA citations. So each of these groups, and I just used these groupings, you don't have to stay in them for the rest of the semester, is for you to have accountability to full knowledge of this particular study. I am asking you, though, to at least look at, going back to these studies, to at least, for example, go into each of these studies and have a sense of what they're about. So hopefully this is going to upload in a minute. It's the Caught Up in a Moment one, and I think it's underneath my, let's open this and see. Yep. So for example, I'm not assigned to have a more in-depth understanding of this, but I would ask that you look at each of these. And for example, this one, you're going to look at this executive summary so that you at least have a sense of what this is about. You'll read the beginning of this particular study to know kind of where people are going, and then you may kind of thread through it a little bit and go to the end of it and at least understand sort of the discussion or the significance to nursing. So for each of the studies that are here, you have to at least have a sense of what they're about. If your name was assigned to it, that's the study that when we have an in-class exercise that you will be looking at during the in-class exercise and presenting back to the class. And I'm using this technique to help you understand how to look at studies in various different journals because they're all presented differently. That's all that you're doing with this. This does not link to any of the other assignments that you are performing for this course. For next week, you are going to do the following. This is assignment 1. Let's catch it here. Consider a population or clinical issue of interest, and using Appendix B, form a question using the PICO format. And remember, we really went over that from multiple different perspectives. And here is the form that you're going to use. As noted in class, at the end of this form is a review. Again, sorry to scroll if I'm making anybody dizzy. Is basically the directions how to use the form, and I'm only having you finish up to number 8. So whatever is interesting to you as an individual, not related to any other assignment, but just what is a problem that you see in your workplace. And if you're not currently in a workplace, what is a problem you saw while you were in school? And then walk through answering these questions. This is to help you develop the discipline to logically come up with a research question. And so that's all that this assignment is. You'll upload this to the Dropbox and have access to it for class because we're going to discuss your questions in class next week. The other thing I've asked you to do is to go through and look at what your book assignments are in the syllabus. So let me just go back up here to the syllabus. And if you don't have time for a lot of reading, my recommendation to you is to, in your textbook, at the start, so you're assigned 1, 2, and 3 were for this particular week, and 10 and 11 for class 2. At least go in and look at the definitions, the glossary of terms at the start, and have a sense of understanding around that glossary of terms. And if you don't have that understanding, that's okay. Then bring a question to class about, I don't understand, here's something I didn't understand from my reading. That's how you're going to prepare for next week. So you're preparing for next week by at least scanning through those chapters and looking at the vocabulary, scanning the articles that we're going to use in class for class exercises to help you be successful with your final assignments, and develop your own PICO question. And again, your own PICO question does not have to do with the article that you're going to be using during class group work time. I'm hoping that added clarity as opposed to mud. If you have any questions, please send me an email so that I can re-clarify. It's helpful to me when I know that it's something still not clear, because then it gives me an opportunity to re-clarify. Thanks, and I'll see you next week.